Once you have an account with WordPress.com, you can start setting up blogs and websites. You can set up one or several sites, all of which can be accessed through this one account. These websites are highly customizable, and apart from the WordPress.com web address or URL, you can change all the information on the site later, so you don't really have to fret over getting everything perfect right out of the gate. To create a new blog or website under WordPress.com, you start by going to WordPress.com and logging in. Now, what happens if you don't remember your username and password? This happens to me a lot, and it could happen to other people too. Well, if you don't remember it, you can simply go to the toolbar here at the top and click the Forgot Password button. This will take you to a form where you can enter either your username or even your email address. So if you forgot both your password and your username, you can still retrieve it. If you fill in the username or the email address here, WordPress will send you an email with your username and a link to reset your password. Once you have that, you can go back and log in. So I'll go back to WordPress.com and enter a username or email address and the password, and now we can log in. If I'm on my own computer, so my home computer or my laptop, I tend to check this Remember Me box so that I don't have to keep logging in every time I go to this. However, if I'm using a public computer or if I'm using someone else's computer or a computer at a workplace where other people can access it, I would keep this unchecked so that other people can't go in and mess with my account. Finally, I'll click Login, and I'm now logged into WordPress.com. Now, because I'm using Chrome as my browser, Chrome is asking me if I want Chrome to remember my password. I do, so I'll click Save Password. This will also happen in Safari and Internet Explorer and Firefox. Once I'm logged in, I have all my options available, and in this case, I just want to make a new blog. Now, in the process of setting up your account, you could have chosen to create a blog already, in which case it would appear here on a list. But since I didn't do that yet, I'm now going to create another blog. So I'll click on the Create Another Blog button under My Blogs. And I'm taken to the form where I can create a blog. Here, I have to enter a blog address, and this will become the permanent URL for this blog. So you have to get this one right. WordPress will now check whether or not that URL is available. And this is a fairly new feature, you can also choose to buy a domain if you want to. So in this case, WordPress is suggesting that I buy samokanews.com for $17 a year. And if you click on this dropdown, you'll see there are other options too. I can buy samokanews.me for $24, or .com, or .net, or .org if I want to. In this case, I don't want to. I want to keep this samokanews.wordpress.com domain. So I'll just scroll down, and then I'll give the blog a name. Now, this is what you can change later. So if you give it a name now and you don't like it, you can always go back and change it to something else. In this case, I want to call it Samoka News. And then I can continue down the list. Under privacy, I can decide whether I want my blog to be viewable to everyone or viewable to everyone but block the search engines. If you want to do that, I don't know why you would want to do that, but some people do. Or if I want the blog to be private. If I set the blog to private, it means only people I invite can actually see the content, and for the rest of the world, it appears as it's not there. In this case, I want to keep it viewable to everyone, and I'm going to be blogging in English. If you use this dropdown, you can see you can blog in pretty much any language you want, but English is good for me. And finally, I need to decide if I want to get the free option or if I want to do the upgrade. The upgrade gives you a bunch of extra features like domain and mapping, which means that you have something like samokanews.com or another special domain. It gives you 10 gigabytes of extra space to upload your content in addition to the standard 3 gigabytes you get with the free account. You get no ads on the site anywhere, and you get features like custom design, which allows you to upload custom style sheets, and also VideoPress, which allows you to upload videos directly to WordPress.com. The upgrade is $99 a year, which is truly 40% cheaper than if you buy each of these features separately, but it's something you have to decide whether you want to do. In my opinion, if you're going to buy this, you're better off having a self-hosted site because then you have more control. But for some people, the upgrade in WordPress.com makes more sense. For now, I'm going to go with the free version. So I'm just going to click Create Blog under the free, and the blog is created. So now I own samokanews.wordpress.com, and I can click Visit My Dashboard, or I can go directly to the site. You've now created a new blog or website under WordPress.com. If you want to, you can go back and repeat the steps to create another blog or website. Just remember that you can only use a particular blog URL or domain once, so new blogs will always have different addresses. If you've set your privacy settings to public, the blog will now be indexed by WordPress.com and will also be available for the major search engines, which means once you start blogging, people can read what you have to say. And as with nearly everything else in WordPress, you can change your privacy settings at any time.